Hebrews 2:5 is a fascinatingly declarative verse in terms of the gospel of the kingdom. It is not to angels, the writer says there, that God has subjected the age to come, the economy to come, the future kingdom of God. It's not to angels that God has subjected that future age, that new society which will begin at the second coming of Jesus in power and glory. But it's been given to man, because man is the second Adam in Jesus, and we are now then trying to resolve the problem that was created at the beginning, that man lost his destiny as ruler of the world, and that's to be recovered in Jesus, who is going to rule the world with the saints as per Hebrews 2:5. That is the gospel. The gospel is much more than the death and resurrection of Jesus. We can show that easily by simply referring to the fact that in Matthew 16:21, Jesus began to speak about his death. But he'd been talking about the gospel of the kingdom long before that. So the death and resurrection are parts of the gospel, but not the totality of the gospel. The world is going to be dominated then by the saints and by Jesus in Hebrews 2:5, that's quite clear. And to which angel did Jesus ever, or God ever, say such a thing? To none is the answer to that rhetorical question. This should convince any Jehovah's Witness, and there are 8 million of them at your door, that it's utterly impossible for Jesus to have been Michael the archangel. Daniel 10:13 says that Michael is one of the chief angel princes. Well, Jesus is not one of anything. He's unique. He's uniquely the Messiah, the Son of God. So I'm amazed that Jehovah's Witnesses would have the gall to be telling the public that Jesus is really Michael. It's rather like saying that John is really James. It's just not even a reasonable idea. You cannot, in fact, pre-exist yourself. What you're hiding when you say that Jesus pre-existed as an angel is some sort of transformation of a pre-existing angel into a transformation into a human being. Does that person die in order to become somebody new in the womb? It's absolutely contrary to the birth narratives, which quite expressly say that the Son of God comes into existence from non-existence, apart from being there in the plan of God, of course. But a non-existent person begins to exist. The Greek word yenao means to come into existence, to be caused to come into existence. It's hard to imagine how the Bible could have made that clearer than in those matchless accounts of the origin, the genesis of Jesus, Matthew 1:18, and then in Matthew 1:20, that which is begotten in her, to genithen. I'm using the modern Greek pronunciation. The thing, the embryo there that is brought into existence is the Son of God. Of course, God is his father. Joseph is not. This proves, of course, that Mary must be related to David biologically through Mary. That's quite obvious. Joseph is a legal ancestor, of course, but the line through Solomon ceased in Jehoiakim, we know that. And so the line is drawn then through Nathan, another son of David. And through that line, probably the genealogy of Joseph and Mary are designated, so that both parents, that's to say Joseph as legal parent, and Mary, his genuine mother, are related to the Davidic line. That's beautiful messianism. Nothing at all about a pre-existing angel, much less about a God the Son who had a beginningless beginning. That really has moved us far outside the realm of anything that is recognizably biblical.